I'm Bill.
And I'm Candace.
And we're the Disruptors.
Well, I still think that we should add in.
And I'm Chris.
And he's Chris.
Yeah,
there. Now we got him added.
There. Now and really, we're looking at you, so you're really kind of a forethought.
So what do you?
Boy, am I excited! We got a special guest today.
You know what? We do.
We do have a special guest.
Her name is Dionne Baldwin. She has a business called Video Services by Dionne. And you're a great big huge fan.
Oh, I am. You know, I had the opportunity going through Facebook and Facebook and a whole bunch of neat platforms that she's on. And her photography, videography, oh my goodness. It is spectacular.
Yeah, but that's not what made you happy about her coming
No,
in.
it was the beer, bread.
The beer bread.
Banana bread?
Yeah.
Beer banana bread.
I had to hesitate
while
I'm saying
it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here. I'm very happy to be here with you guys.
It was so delicious, yeah. It looks so yummy,
Okay,
too.
you're still on the beer banana bread, and we're talking to her now.
Yes, right. Well, let's start at the beginning. Where did you get started in this?
Well, for food blogging, about 10 years ago, I came across a couple food blogs. I didn't realize it was such a big thing, but I thought, well, what a fun hobby. I've got a daughter. I've been raising her on my own. She's 15 now. And so when she was really little, and I thought, well, even if we don't have a lot of money or if we have money to spare, this is something we can always do because we're pretty much always going to eat. So I just started a food blog with her, and it started as a hobby.
I think that's really neat. I bet that's built a really neat and unique relationship with both of you.
It has. I think sometimes it drives her nuts, but she's really good at being supportive and she doesn't complain when I ask her to do stuff to help me, and she's been extremely supportive over the years. She's been like my assistant.
Assistant?
Wow. This is a great idea for you and Tom.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
It's a lot of fun. We can talk about that if you want.
Well, no, that's okay. We'll move right on. You haven't met Tom. We'll move right on. So when you got started into it, how did you get into the actual business of the video and aspect of it?
Well, I mean, long story short, when my food blog went from a hobby to a job, I had a lot of colleagues that were super helpful, kind of coaching me along. They were farther than I was, and everybody had different strengths to contribute to our little group of friendship. And so one day I met a couple that has a food blog, and they also own a video production company. They put together a few of us in a group and just decided to teach us to do video. And
Neat.
I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I loved it way more than the photography. The photography is okay, but I would much rather shoot a video than take pictures.
Stills.
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
You're highly creative.
Yes.
Because with the baking blog and, shooting video, taking pictures, I mean, you've got that creative bug.
Yeah.
And I think that's a wonderful way for expression and being able to capture people right where they're at.
Kind of thinking outside the box a little bit. I had to kind of be like that because, growing up, I mean, we had enough, but sometimes I wanted something and I didn't have access to it. So I really had to just kind of work with what I had. And even when my daughter was super young, I had to do that with some things too. And when it came to jobs, if I didn't have enough money and, I couldn't really piece together 3 full-time jobs. I mean, who has that amount of time? So thinking outside the box was super, super important for us surviving.
To really survive.
Yeah.
How did you get your sites and everything monetized? Give us kind of a background how you actually supported yourself on the internet.
A few different ways. I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket, so to speak. So there's ad revenue on the blog. There's ad revenue on the videos. That could improve, but I just kind of did a little bit to kind of have another stream of it. And the big part of it was also working with companies like Sabra Hummus and Red Star Yeast, companies like that pay for work in either photography, recipe creation, video, and
so there's a good solid market out there to get involved in as far as monetizing. And the reason I ask that question is a lot of times the people we've had on the show, they're always trying to figure out how to get that revenue stream started.
Yeah.
Because it's really very, very difficult to really get it going on the internet unless you're 19 years old and you have a pet frog or something. And and you bring it on, and it jumps up and down every week. And Nike says, "Just do it," and sends you a check for $10,000.
Right, and that's kind of hit or miss with that strategy too.
Well, absolutely. So you've been at it for 10 years now?
Yeah,
actually?
about 10 years on the
about
blog,
10
yeah.
years. So you can really visualize before Facebook really got to be the mountain that it is today. Then, and some of these other platforms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, I think the first one I ever saw was on MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Wow.
That dates
Yeah,
back.
that was
That
a while ago.
Yes.
And I don't think it was nearly as popular as it is now. And I mean, but there is more options, and if you can be really creative with it, you know, if you have a service, there's someone willing to pay for it, and you can reach an agreement. I mean, totally think outside the box. People can even go to local stores that are locally owned and try to come up with arrangements for that too. And I did have some agreements with companies that would pay me a commission. Like there's a meal kit service that I affiliated with, so they would send me boxes, and I created a video with a review on it, and then so for every box I sold, I would get a commission. Now, as long as I disclose that at the beginning of the blog post or the video and make sure that people are aware of that, just posting an honest review, I made a pretty decent income out of that. That was really
interesting.
Yeah, it was really really helpful, and I liked working with the company too. That's why I chose them, because it really boils down to the personal connection with me. I mean, there's a lot of big companies out there, and I could probably negotiate some things and make some money, but I'd rather work with ones that I have a personal connection with, that I really like their cause, and it goes a little bit deeper than a paycheck, you know.
You bet.
Very true, and it gives you a good balance because it's good quality. You're being very picky on the products, I would assume, that you're representing.
Yes, very, because it's when I represent those companies, whether it's on my blog or social media or wherever, even if we talk like this, it's representing me. So if they're doing something that I don't think is appropriate, or it's not something that I want to be affiliated with, then I just don't promote them. I just stick to the ones that I like.
And how many clients do you have to make a living now? Do you have 5 or 6 of them that pay you for your different products that you're representing, or are you kind of mainline down to a major one, or where are you at?
It really depends. There's a couple companies that do like year-long contracts, and then some that do like 1 or 2, and some might just do a one-off. It really depends. And I do have my food blogs operational, and they are still a stream of income, especially with the affiliate income and the ad revenue and the video. But really what I'm focusing on right now is the video services, because I really like it. I don't mind working online with clients that, you know, I communicate via email or phone, but I like meeting with people in person, like let's say a business professional or a company owner, or somebody that just wants to promote something they believe in, and sitting down with them and finding out why they like it so much and helping them communicate their inspiration for video to me, and then I shoot it for them. That I'm really enjoying that right now. So that is a big part of what I'm doing now.
I think the creative aspect, and what I've always enjoyed, is the individual with the ability to capture someone's essence, and where the camera might be there, right? But they've forgotten, and you're actually able to see that person for who they are,
right? Not
with a mask on. Because I know working with different clients, they get nervous or for whatever reason, and then we work through authenticity training.
Yeah.
And we want to see what's past the skin, all that yummy deliciousness. We want that to come out and capture that so that people are more engaged, because and I think that's what makes an excellent movie. When you look at I'm sorry, but whenever you look at the difference between okay movies, and really the ones that capture you, they've captured that person's essence. They've played parts that either they've morphed into, or that's part of just the fiber of who they are. So
the heart of what they're trying to shoot, or
absolutely
trying to create in the movie. Absolutely, 100%.
And video is, because we're teaching society not to read. There's the ugly fact.
Yeah.
So,
yes, we are.
So we need people like you,
right, that are shooting videos, because we don't often read the stuff that's typed in above it. If we post something like, say, on Facebook, not reading a lot of what's above it, we're just click and play on the video.
Very true.
So, what are your suggestions for small business and what they might need in video?
I think the main thing that small businesses need to focus on is practicing in front of the camera, because when you're not comfortable and you're super shy, it's like you said, they have that mask on. Mm-hmm. And it can be frustrating when you're trying to pull yourself out and you think, why can't I just be real? But you're not used to being in front of a camera. And I think some of us are really worried, is my message going to be clear to everyone else? So the biggest thing I could say is definitely video is important right now, and it probably will be for a very long time. Mm-hmm. But practice. Even if they want to set up their phone in selfie mode and shoot a 1-minute video every day about what they liked the most about the previous day, and they just want to throw it in the trash. Practice. I think that is very important.
I have clients that's exactly what I'll have them do, and they have to forward it to me for accountability. And I'm like, I don't care. I want you to pick up your phone. I don't care if, you're rolling out of bed. I don't care if it's at the end of the day. I don't care if you're on a break. I don't care when. I want you to grab the phone, and I want you to talk into the phone, sing to me in the phone, do something with video, and ship it off to me for accountability.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to trash it. I'm not holding on to anything. We're going to trash it. But we've got to get you really comfortable, and there's a whole list of exercises that we have them go through to help them get over that psychological element.
Right.
So
Because it's intimidating.
It
It
really
really
is.
is.
I don't think people realize, and we have that just with podcasts. I'll have people come back, like the last gentleman. Oh, I brought my purple shirt on. I didn't realize that I wasn't going to be on video. I said, no, this is audio. I've had a lady that's sitting there and she's doing all this stuff for about 3 or 4 minutes. I finally said, excuse me, are we ready yet? She says, okay, how do I look? I said, I don't know. The microphone won't give me any ideas. This is audio, And you're right, it intimidates them. We have people get intimidated just by the fact that the microphone's there.
Yeah.
Because they're scared of their voice, or they're scared they're going to say something that, well, I really didn't want to say that, but... Or is this politically correct, or am I communicating with my audience?
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. Digging in and getting to the core of the individual, and especially capturing them as we see them in video, is so important. So very important.
It's crucial.
So, Dionne, where do you get your inspiration from?
Talking with other business owners, really. I mean, seeing things from someone else's point of view, whether it's like looking at other videos on YouTube. Sometimes I'll just be walking around and looking at stuff, and I'll just like how I would shoot it or how I wouldn't shoot it, and what I would say about it if I were like shooting a video of where I'm at and talking about it, and just kind of play through it in my head a little bit when my mind wanders. So I just pretty much, I don't know, like looking around and just seeing things from other people's point of view.
Who is your number one, if you could have one person that's your inspiration, who is that one person?
For video or in general?
Just in general, for you. Just you on a personal level.
Oh my goodness. And I have to pick one person. Well, my mind instantly went to video when you said that, because I thought, oh man, me shooting video, this must be about video, right? But the people that got me started in video, Lenny and Denise, they own the production company Full View Media, and they're also food bloggers. They were and continue to be inspiring, because if I watch like their Instagram stories and stuff, it's real life, and I think they're pretty funny. So they see things from a different point of view, and I liked their coaching style because they never said anything was right or wrong that the students were doing, but they're like, okay, but you like, this is something you could do different, or that light is distracting, or don't do this over here because this whole living room had a lot going on and we're looking at that and not you. So they were really creative with it. There was no one way to do it, and they just the way they see things is different. It's inspirational, and they got me started in this whole video thing. So yeah, they're a huge inspiration for video and just in general.
And I imagine it's kind of fun to look outside the box to figure out, okay, I can capture them this way. What if I bend it a little bit, or change the lighting, or the backdrop, or do a different type of a video lens change, or all those things. I think it's really nice, because if you're creative enough, you just grow in that. And if you can bring the person out as they are and then add those touches to it, that's what makes a difference between a video, as far as I'm concerned, and a YouTube video where somebody just sits there and smiling and, yaks away, or looks like he does,
You're talking about those self videos.
Yeah,
some
of those are so rotten.
There's a lot of them that are good. I want to go back, though, to the really important part of the video, which is your subject. And they come in, and you say that they sometimes wonder if they're getting their message across.
Yeah.
And do you find that people that have kind of a confusing message and they're not able to get it across is because they're not clear themselves on what their message is?
I think that's a big part of it, yes. In fact, I've got a client that I just shot for. Wasn't even really sure what they wanted.